Go ahead. Yep. Cool.
Okay, well, I'm Samantha.
I'm Claire.
And I'm Andrew.
And our project is Being Mindful Warriors. So before we start, can I get a show of hands? How many of you have witnessed cyberbullying? So everyone. Okay, so that is far too many. Our goal is to educate you the negative effects of cyberbullying on social media and how to create a safer cyber environment at Winona State University. Or in other words, if you ask this question again, we hope to see far fewer hands up than today. Today we will cover who is most likely to be a victim of cyberbullying and the negative effects it has on the community, how to support victims and stop aggression, and lastly to tell you what we are doing, what we're pledging to do to stop cyberbullying on our campus. It's time to learn how to be leaders in cyberspace. So first up, who is most likely to be harassed? The age group of 18 to 29-year-olds are most likely to be harassed, and that's our age group. And within that group, women are the most targeted, according to Pew Research of 2014. 73% of adult internet users have seen someone be harassed in some way online, especially in the comment section of YouTube or in plain sight on Facebook. Harassment includes being called offensive names, purposely embarrassing the victim, physical threats, stalked, and sexually harassed. You can see in this graph that women are targeted more than a significant degree than men. The women are the lighter blue, but they are stalked more, sexually harassed more, and they have a sustained harassment as well. Cyberbullying has a plethora of harmful side effects for the victim, the perpetrator, and the community. According to Adolescent Health, Medicine, and Therapeutics Journal, victims of cyberbullying have an increase of depression, anxiety, loneliness, suicidal thoughts or attempts, and somatic symptoms. Somatic symptom disorder is a physical pain the patients will feel with that are associated with excessive maladaptive thoughts and feelings. These victims tend to get really extremely upset, stressed, and unable to cope, especially if their previous stress outlets was to be on social media or to use the internet. For them, the internet, which used to be a safe haven, is now a medium to be harmed in. It is a new playground for our age group. And the perpetrators of cyberbullying will also be negatively affected. They're more likely to increase agitation and aggression on and offline, and they also show an increase of substance abuse. Not only is cyberbullying a terrible experience for the victim, but if it's left unchecked, it can harm the perpetrator as well and just as deeply. And online communities are affected by cyberbullying as well. Simply stated, bullying can destroy communities, connections, friendships, and trust. As leaders, this is where you will have to step in.
Alright, so today I'm going to talk about what you can do, one, if you're a victim of cyberbullying, and secondly, if you see cyberbullying taking place online. First, we're going to talk about if you're the victim. The first thing you can do is not respond to the bully. Oftentimes, bullies are just trying to get a reaction out of you, so the best thing you can do is just not respond to them. Don't try to retaliate or get even. Just try to remain cool and level-headed and don't feed into their fire. Secondly, it's important to save the evidence. Take screenshots, save images, and print everything out in case later on, if you report the incident, you need that. Next, you should talk to someone, whether it's a friend, a significant other, a parent, a coworker, anyone, just to tell someone what's going on so you're not isolated and that you know you have someone who's aware of the situation if you decide you do need help. Next, it's important to report the bully. I know on Facebook they have really specific settings that you can check. Like you can specify exactly what they did and what action you want to take. There's lots of options. Also, if there's any harm or threats being made, you should report it immediately to any adult authority. And finally, the last thing you can do if you're a victim is to block the bully on social media. Make sure you save the evidence first, but then change your Facebook privacy settings, your Twitter settings, every possible way they've been reaching you, and block them so they can't further communicate or harass you or reach you in any way. And next, we're going to talk about what you can do if you witness someone else being cyberbullied. The most important thing you can do is help the victim. You can support them by asking them if they're okay, encouraging them to go get help, even offering to go with them, and just letting them know that you're there for them. Next, you should confront the situation. This is where it is so important that you become an active bystander. You can speak up and tell the bully to stop by saying statements like, hey, stop, knock it off, it's not funny, or challenging their intentions by saying, this is mean, it's not a joke. Next, you need to know when to report the bullying, sort of like if you're the victim too. If the target is being threatened or in physical danger, if the cyberbullying is going viral, or if the victim of the bullying just clearly can't handle the situation on their own, it's important to report it immediately to any adult authority figure. And finally, the easiest thing you can do is not participate in it. This is so important. You can interrupt the cycle by not condoning or encouraging bad behavior. Do this by refusing to like, share, and even just laughing or watching cyberbullying online. Just refuse to participate in it.
Alright, so now I'm going to touch on what are we doing as our communication studies class to kind of combat this epidemic that we're experiencing. So first we did some research and we discovered that Duke did this You Don't Say campaign. They take negative slurs and then they use influential people on campus and they kind of put a reason on why we don't say the words kind of up on the screen. So we thought we could do this, but make it more geared towards cyberbullying, using the internet more positively. So we created our We Are All Warriors, or our Mindful Warrior campaign. So with this, again, we're taking these influential people from campus. We have professors, students, athletes, sorority members, residence life members, and kind of just putting on their own spin of their quotes and kind of why they don't participate in cyberbullying. And we also created this Facebook page, WSU Mindful Warriors, where we'll be, the next couple weeks, sharing a photo every single day, sharing it on our own personal Facebook photo or Facebook pages, and hoping to kind of expand how far this goes to kind of show not only our school but other schools around us kind of what we're trying to use positivity for. What other things are our class doing? So our section was just the social media campaign. We have another section that goes out into our schools. So Grace was a part of the group that went on to our high schools, and they talked about the negative effects of cyberbullying, real life examples. We also had students go into, our classmates go to the middle school and talk to them. And the other half kind of section of the class went to the residence life kind of side of things, had an event, and basically talked to students about same type of things, what's happening on campus, and what they can kind of do to interrupt the cycle like we talked about. And one of the things that the Res Life group did is they put together this video, which you may or may not have seen kind of floating around campus, but we're going to play it for you now.
Twitter, Facebook,
Yeah. Tumblr,
Snapchat,
Tinder, Facebook,
Facebook. How many more sisters? How many more brothers?
how many more coworkers?
How many more roommates? Warriors. How many more?
How many more? Enough. Not drama.
This is not fair.
These are human beings. Let's make a change.
Right now, as a professor, as a student,
As a roommate,
as an RA,
as a sister,
as a brother,
as a peer, as a friend, as a warrior.
so no one has to feel alone.
Feel isolated. Feel like giving up hope. Let's put an end to it.
To the bullying,
To the negative use. It's not too soon.
To create a better campus.
it's time to intervene.
Start a revolution of positive posting. Let's put an end to it. To the bullying.
To the negative use,
We can do better than this. Let's get this campaign started. We are all warriors.
we are all warriors. Warriors, warriors.
Warriors.
We are all warriors.
So basically with that video, it got shared a bunch of times and it will hopefully be continued to share for the years coming as we get new freshman classes in. But just kind of summarize what we talked about today, we had Sam kind of hit on some points of who's being targeted and affected and the negative effects of that. And Claire stepped in and talked about the different ways that you can kind of combat the situation if you're experiencing it firsthand, or if you see it happening to one of your friends or someone you don't even know. And then I talked about kind of what we're doing as a whole to kind of stop this, because It's on us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stop that.
Thanks, guys.
Nice
Oh,
job.
thank you. Thanks for coming. Go back to your stuff. Yeah. Sorry we ambushed.
No, that's okay. I got free food. So thanks for that.